So here's my dilemma. I just finished making a video on using the guild machine and this pretty little card, and there's another one back there, and the embellishments that I made. But part of the problem is this is the only space I have to work with. So I end up, putting things on my chair because there's not enough room. However, I do have this nifty cart. And what I need to do today is to go ahead and clean it up, because back in the day, my husband and I put this together. And I want to go ahead and talk about carts a little bit in today's video. So this is a unit that we got from Lowe's. Now it's been several years, so they may not even have it anymore. But it is for a closet organizer, and you would put it in, and this could be used for sweaters or shoes or purses or whatever storage there is. And I don't remember if it came with this slide out or if my husband put that in, but then he took off the front and made that a little closure for that so that it's closed and out of the way. However, we put small caster wheels on it because I use this for my Cricut machine. And if you know, you need more space than what is back there. So that's the wheels, and you could pull it out from the wall, and then you have space for your mat to go in the back. As well as, because I was crafting in my dining room, I still needed more space. So he made these little attachments that I can put stuff on. And so that's what I'm going to do today, is that two things. I have new caster wheels that I'm going to be putting on this that I ordered. So that will be going on today. And then just to clean up this space and reorganize it so that I keep those two little shelves clean, so that as I'm going through the process, I have somewhere to put stuff. And then we'll talk about the space use and how nice it is to have a cart for your crafts. So I'm going to put you up on a tripod and just watch the process as I go ahead and clean up and take the casters off and put new casters on. And we'll talk about some carts once I get this process finished. Okay, so hopefully you can see well enough just to give you an idea, because this room is not that big. I am going to dismantle my cart, give it a little cleanup, and also one of the things, and this is a good example, this is a receipt. I ordered something on Amazon. I have nowhere to put receipts. So what I'm going to do also is I have this little drawer thing here that is full of ribbon. This is miscellaneous, which this will probably stay, and then there's more ribbon down here. And so I went ahead and bought, let me find it. So I want to give this a try. This is from the dollar store, and it is just a drawer organizer. And I don't remember, I don't think this one, I was thinking it had a zipper on it that you would keep it zipped up, but nonetheless I have this one to try, and then I also have this one to try. This is from the dollar store, Dollar Tree, and it does have a lid on it. So I was thinking of using one or both of these. Yes, it does have a zipper. So I was thinking once I get the ribbon in there and then you're able to sort it, you can like zip it up and just put it away. And I would just put it under my craft desk. And I do have another container under here full of ribbon, but I haven't been using as much ribbon lately, so that is my plan. And then when I have the ribbon out, then I would have a place to put receipts one for personal and then one for business, and then I can just keep them there, because otherwise I have a pile there and I have a pile up here and I have a pile up there from last year. So anyway, that's my deal. Okay, so back in the day, you can see this one that flips up, and there's a little doohickey that folds out and holds out. And then the same with this one, but then not that long ago, see, that one won't close all the way. I had him put this on, and I don't know where it's at the moment. So I know many people aren't using these anymore, but actually I still like it. I just need to get more refills for it, because I know most everybody just uses score tape or a version of it. But I liked it, and I know, as I was saying before, my camera so rudely interrupted me by running out of storage. I still like this, and what I did was I added these 2 washers on here with some E6000 glue, and then my husband attached this large magnet. So I still like that, but I'm not able to close it. So we're gonna flip this down. Oh, and I have one on the back too, so like when your the Cricut mat comes through, it has somewhere to come out on. And I had it so that you could just Velcro this shut, and it looks like it's come unstuck. Okay, so for now that'll hold. I'm gonna flip it on its back, and hopefully this doesn't give me any trouble. So here's my little casters. I'm just going to take these off. Okay, so these are my new casters. These are the old ones. You can see there's quite a bit of difference. Of course, the bases don't line up, but I should be able to use 2 of the same screw holes. And the screws they give you are pretty small. So I'm just going to use the original ones I had. Okay, so I'm going to lift this back up and load it back up and do it more orderly so that I have some storage. Ooh, look at that. She spins. Okay, so let me fix the camera. Okay, you guys, I've been putting this off. I've had those new casters for like 2 or 3 months, just waiting for the right time, and my right time is just when I get frustrated and I just say, enough, I can't do this anymore. So here it is. It'll be so nice to be able to move this around. So let me load it back up if I don't kill myself carrying the printer in. Oh my gosh, how can this be so heavy? So the one thing I can say about having this particular type of cart, it is very sturdy, because this weighs a good 40 or 50 pounds. And it holds that up. It holds my Cricut machine. Now I have to say, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, I got a new embroidery machine, and my son was back home again at the time, so I lost my sewing room, so I brought in the embroidery machine and put it up there, and it's a monster too. And it held very well, with the exception of a little bit of warping right here. And I'm thinking, because this is to be able to pull out for my Cricut, and just right here it just gets a little wobbly. But I bet you if we put a shim behind this, it'll work. So, but I'm not worried about it falling. That's not the issue. So let me grab my Cricut. And then one other thing you probably can't see, but it's on Velcro, and I need to replace the lights. It's just this little puck light, and it runs on batteries. I need to replace the batteries anyway, but I put it up there for like back in the day when you had your original Explorer Cricut machine and you were still pushing buttons, so you could see more clearly what you were doing. And I take that back. It wasn't an original Explorer. This is the original Explorer. It was the original Expression machine, I think, where you were still pushing buttons. Anyway, this is the original Explorer. Like, it didn't even have Bluetooth at the time. It just had the port for it, so then you bought the Bluetooth adapter for it. But this machine has served me very well. I'm sure it has thousands and thousands and thousands of cuts on it. So I've been tempted to get another Cricut, but really I have no specific need for it, so I haven't. So these are bins I just used for scrap paper. I have pretty paper scraps like glitter. I have leftover pattern paper, and then just plain leftover cardstock that I pull out for small projects. And then I still feel like this is a work in progress for me. Not this one. But I went through and I had a lot of embellishments from Anna Griffin. So I went ahead and made all of these little containers and labeled them. And then I keep them here so when I need to pull out whatever flowers or gold embellishment, they're right there. And then I have this large basket just for tools. And I do need a new home for my laminator. I got a laminator and I've been making some videos with that. So let's see, this goes to Cricut. But look how nice that is, gosh. One of the other benefits of having a cart for extra storage is that I have a hook on here, and these are where my mats for my Cricut go. So I have two. The one on the bottom holds my short mats, and then the one on the top holds my large mats. So let me empty out these ribbon into the storage and see how this is going to work. Okay, so I was partially right. There is a zipper. It's on the bottom for closing the bottom. Okay, that seems kind of lame to me, but I don't know. I'm going to go with the other one just because it has a lid on it, and I know you get what you pay for. So it was $1.25. So you put the little bottom in, and then you've got a lid on top to close it up. I wonder if I can put this in here, because then that would solve some problems. But no, not really. So I'm just going to put my ribbon in here just as is. Okay, so this solves my immediate need for my own personal self, is that I have one space for receipts for personal and one for business, and then I can just go through them as I need them, and probably, to be honest, it'll be once a year, right before taxes. Okay, another craft room, craft cart cleanup in the books. I managed to get my room picked up and clean, and my cart is now clean and organized. I have these two shelves here for space as I am making videos, and hopefully I can just keep that space clean. I'm on wheels now that make it easy to move around. However, I gotta be honest, I still have 2 containers to find homes for. So these, I think I'm just gonna put in my stash of paper that I have trimmed down and put in these boxes. And these, I have plain paper and then I have pattern paper, and I made a video where I organized these. I made these little pouches that are in different card sizes, like faces for cards. So I'm going to destash this, and then I have cards that are made, so I need to put those in their little homes. And all these markers, I'm not quite sure. I have another marker box that I think I'll just put them all together in, and then find a home for these little baskets, because I'm sure at some point in time I will need a basket here or there. So, but I just need to keep this space clean because obviously you can see how small it is. And I feel like I use as much storage as possible. I did make a video last summer. Now this has stayed clean and it's stayed near perfect. And I do use it a lot. But I went through and same thing. I just pulled out everything and reorganized it and found homes for stuff and destashed things. Like I made that paper storage holder, and that's all my loose paper. So I have that accomplished, and that does keep me organized, and I have been able to keep that clean. So, but now let's talk about craft storage carts and our options that are available to us.
So I found some images here on Pinterest, but really what the first thing we usually do is hop on to Amazon or maybe make a trip to Michael's, because this is like the common little cart that's out there right now. This is like a 3-tier cart. And this one is nice because it has a little pegboard on the side, and that it has these little racks on it that have extra storage. And when you're in a space that has minimal storage, you need everything that you can get. So I really like this one. And then it came with these nice wheels, and it looks like you can even lock these in place so that it's not rolling away from you. And it's important to be able to have the storage you need, because otherwise you're not going to be getting your projects done and you're having to fight to find where you put it last. So this cart here I picked out too because it had a nice drawer in it. It has these nice extra little accessories that come with it, the little cups that you can add on to it, and these little S hooks so that you can attach extra things. Like this one here has some headphones attached to it, but really, like if you had some cricket mats, you could easily attach it with these little hooks, or if you had extra cables that you need to get out of the way, then you could use these little hooks to be able to store them. And then as I was looking around, I did come across that you can buy these accessories separately on Amazon. So whatever type cart you have, you can just add these to it and give yourself a bunch of extra storage there. And then I also came across this last one here on Pinterest. So this one is kind of a do-it-yourself one. And I think it's a great idea, especially if you're either sewing, or maybe you're doing small sublimation projects or HTV projects, because they took the small, same 3-tier type cart, and they took a mini ironing board and attached it to the top. And really, you could just use a hinge and attach it to that top tray and then the bottom of your ironing board, and voila, you have a mobile ironing board station. So this is the last one. This is mine. And what we ended up doing was using the organizing piece out of this closet system. It's the bottom one here on the right. And this one turned out to be very sturdy because I've had many heavy projects or objects on top of it. My printer is sitting on there right now. It has space for my Cricut, and that has a drawer that you can pull out. And then it has the three shelves on it, and it has room for more shelves. I have an extra shelf in storage, but that's how all my items fit on there. And then it was easily able to customize where we added those shelves there on the left, and he made it so that they can flip down if I need more space. Now I added that magnet on the left hand side where it holds my ATG, but otherwise I would be able to close that one down, and I might be able to get him to flip that around so that it closes the other direction, and that way I'd still be able to close it once I took my little tape runner off of it. But that's why I think these carts are so important, because it gives you so much extra storage and versatility. And obviously the smaller ones, you're going to be able to move it around the room with you, maybe store it under your desk or behind a door or even in a closet, so that it's not out in the way all the time, but it's easily accessible so that you can get to your projects. So I'm going to wrap it up here. I appreciate you watching, and I hope you get some inspiration on using craft carts and how they can work in your craft space. And then let me know what you do with your craft carts, because they can be so customizable and personable to each person and situation, and maybe get some ideas from others out there. So until next time, I appreciate you watching. And if you're new to the channel, if you could go ahead and give me a like and even a subscribe. I think I'm just over, I think I have 1,400 subscribers now, and I would really like to be able to get to 2,000 by the end of the summer. So go ahead and give me a like and a subscribe. I would appreciate it. And as always, it is free for you to do and priceless to me. So until next time, happy crafting. Thanks. Bye.